How do I turn an underperforming or maybe just an average email into something that's an absolute blockbuster? How do I make emails really pop out of the inbox and make them convert like crazy? Well, I've had a few viewers and listeners of the show submit some of their marketing emails to me, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to reframe them. I'm going to rewrite them. I'm going to critique the hell out of them right in front of your eyes and show you exactly how I do this. Let's do it. Hello, welcome to today's show. We're going to do an unusual one for you today, and if you're not watching this on YouTube already, I highly recommend you do, because you'll be able to see me doing this on screen inside of a Google Doc. Actually, what I've done is, for the last few days, I've been receiving some emails from our students, from listeners, from viewers of the show. Literally, I haven't even really prepared them. I had a quick glance through to make sure there's nothing too provocative, to anything too offensive, because I know we've got some people who are in some more challenging niches, say, in our world. I want to just make sure that everything is pretty cool. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through on screen, and if you're listening, you should be able to follow along pretty easily as well. But I'm going to show you exactly what it is that I do to make an email go from all right to wow, that is really, really compelling. It stands out in the inbox, which is one of the things we have to do. So this first one here is a guy called Paul. Paul's a great guy. I met him at a recent event I was speaking at in a lovely town called Harrogate. He helps businesses. He has specialized in the fitness industry in the past. He's sort of moving away from that a little bit, and he's helping them with their automation and that sort of stuff in their business. And he's got this lead magnet, which is about different AI tools you could use in your business. That's what his lead magnet is. As soon as somebody joins the list, then they're going to get this first email. So first important point here is when you're writing an email, and it's amazing how many times this doesn't happen, people don't think about, okay, what's the context? Like, when the person receives this email, what are they expecting? What has just happened to them? Our emails don't happen in a vacuum. They're not like, oh, email there. No, they've just experienced a landing page where they've been promised a resource of different AI tools. It's critical we remember that, because we want to remind them of that in the email. And the reason we want to do that, by the way, is because the biggest thing we all have to be fighting against is, where did this person get my email address from? Is this a spammer? Is this a person I was expecting to get an email from? If we're going to make sure we overcome that, we're going to do that by mentioning it very early on in the email. So we're going to do this now. Email number one, this is the instant delivery. As soon as the person, this is sent immediately, it says, as soon as the person has signed up for this free resource. Lovely. Subject line is, your AI resource bundle is here. That's great. That's got really good pairing with what they expected. They've signed up for a thing that I'm assuming says AI resource bundle, and the email they get says, here is your AI resource bundle. As long as those two things are copacetic, as long as they are aligned, if they're called the same thing, and this is a great way of somebody going, oh, that's the thing. When we download something or buy something, we go hunting in our email inbox for the thing, don't we? And we don't want it to be from a sender we don't recognize the name of, and we don't want the subject line to be cute. This is not a time to make the subject line clever or curious or anything like that. This is one of very few exceptions when I really want a very obvious, overt subject line that says, this is what this is. So that's great. Plus a quick question. I'm okay with that part of the subject line. It's starting to get a little bit long. Your AI resource bundle is here is enough, because the curiosity that's going to get them to open that email is the fact that they've asked for the resource. So you don't need any more curiosity there. So then it goes, hey, first name, welcome to the AI revolution. Okay, couple of issues I have with this line. I want to just start as we mean to go on here. And obviously, as I said, Paul's given me permission to jump into this and to dig onto this. He wants the feedback. So I know I know he wants to hear this. Welcome to the AI revolution. That smarts of AI haven't written that, okay, is the first thing I don't like about that. So that looks like, even if it wasn't, and that's one thing we've got to be careful of right now, is sometimes we'll write stuff and go, oh yeah, AI could totally have written that, okay? If we're not using AI to write something, we want to really prove it. So I like this idea of welcoming them in a way. Like, is that a waste of a line? Maybe. Let's go on a little bit. Your AI resource bundle is attached and ready to transform how you run your coaching business. Inside, you'll find, and then we've got this bullet point list of comprehensive AI tools list, the ones that actually work, ready to use prompts for emails, texts, and ads, image and video creation prompts, complete chatbot setup instructions. Okay. So this is basically saying, here's what's inside. I want to make this, at the minute, this is very like a shopping list. It's not emotional at all. And as I keep saying, until someone feels something, they don't do something. People only do something when they feel something. So how do we, and I want you to really think about that today. Make sure, if you want something to do something, get them to feel something. Feel something positive. Oh, I really want that. That's going to be great. Or feel something negative. Oh, if I don't get that, I'm going to be stuck with this awful situation or this horrible feeling or whatever. So how are we going to redo this? Okay, so if I was doing this, I would be saying, hey, first name, congrats, something like that, and then tell them like the broad, exciting macro benefit, okay? So for this, I think AI in this case is about speed, right? It's about being able to grow their business faster, all right? Congrats. You're about to unlock. Oh, I know. You're about to hit the easy button. When you, and I'm going to tell them, I'm going to paint the picture. When you implement, not even implement, if you say when you implement this thing, that implies there's work to be done. But at this point, we're still selling them on the fact that they're going to go and do it. So we want to make sure we don't imply any work. So when you have even just a handful of AI tools working away for you. Notice there's no implementing, there's no studying, there's no learning here. We're removing all of the idea of effort, which includes learning and doing the stuff, okay? When you have just a handful of AI tools working away for you, this means you'll be growing your coaching business at speeds that were never possible, even just 6 months ago. Now, what am I doing here? Okay, by saying this is, first of all, I'm not saying a few months ago, right? Not until recently. I'm giving a specific number because AI is one of those things that is constantly evolving and people want to know that they're on the cutting edge of it, okay? And because you're going to I'm going to assume you're going to constantly be updating these tools, which you should be if you're in the AI space, then again, you're going to be giving them the most up-to-date stuff. So that now says, congrats, you're about to hit the easy button. Okay, that's really curious. What do I mean by that? But also, that sounds like a benefit that I want. So it's a curious benefit. When you have even just a handful of AI tools working away for you, this means you'll be growing your coaching business at speeds that were never even possible just six months ago. In fact, I'm going to amp up the value of what they've just downloaded. A big mistake people make in their lead magnet, their freebie, or even their low ticket offer delivery email, so that email they get as soon as they're, here's the thing, is they go, you have it in your head that it's free, so it's free. What I want you to do instead is I want you to put your free thing on a pedestal. I want you to lift it up as if it's the greatest thing ever. Why? Because if you show someone, the reader, that this is the greatest thing ever, they are going to receive it with a high level of value. It's the difference between if I walk into a room and I'm holding like this crown thing, but I'm just holding it like a gold looking crown. I'm just sort of holding it and waving about in my hand, and then I toss it over to you and say, have a look at that. You're going to think, oh, that's like a plastic kid's crown. Whereas if I walk into the room and I'm holding this crown between two hands and I'm walking really carefully and I hand it to you with both hands with some kind of, in a sort of regal way, you're going to think, fuck, this is like a really valuable thing, okay? It reminds me of a little joke that I used to play. I've just remembered I used to do this to my friends and family, which was, I would say, do you want a cup of tea? right? And this is a really cool thing you can do for your friends and family. It's really funny. It gets a lot of reactions, but also it's a great lesson that'll really hone this in your mind. I would go and say, hey, do you want a cup of tea? Because I'm British, obviously make cups of tea all the time, right? I would go to the kitchen. I would come back holding the cup between two hands really gently, and then just as I'm about to get to them, I would trip and look like I'm pouring the contents of the cup all over them, and they would leap out of the seat and shout, oh my God, because they think they're going to get scalded with the hot water. Of course, the cup was empty, but just by the very fact that I'm holding it by the handle sturdily and nursing it with my other hand as if it's quite full, I'm being very gentle with it, that sells the fact that there must be something in the cup. Well, it's the same here. If we just treat the lead magnet as if it's somehow just a PDF with a list of things in it, or it's just a thing, it's a quick video that I made and it cost me nothing, that's how they're going to receive it. They're not going to see the importance and the value of what they could be getting from that. So we're going to amplify. We're going to put it on a pedestal, okay? So we're going to do that by saying, congrats, you're about to hit the easy button. When you have even just a handful of AI tools working away for you, this means you'll be growing your coaching business at speeds that were never even possible even just 6 months ago. In fact, once this is running, don't be surprised if everyone starts to assume you have a whole team of people working away for you. You kind of do, but they're not people. They're AI assistants working 24/7 and at a fraction of the cost. I've now just elevated this from a PDF with a list of different AI tools to being basically like replacing your entire workforce. Do you see how this is completely different in how it is felt by the reader? Okay. Now, what's happening here in Paul's email? He is saying, quick question though, and da 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 da. Actually, I want to just go back and do a bit more on this because I'm now going to take these bullet points, and Paul's written comprehensive AI tools list. Basically, here's a shopping list of things, and we're now going to sell them on how valuable these things are. And value is basically one of the perceptions of value is in how easy something is, how it makes us feel. So we want to kind of do that, like what it's going to do for us, like what is the outcome, what is the benefit or transformation of that thing. So rather than just saying, so we're going to go from the kind you kind of do. There are typos in this if you're watching because I'm dyslexic, so I write with typos all the time. You kind of do if you see my emails, you know that too, right? But the message is through, and it works very well still because it's human. Like AI doesn't make typos, right? You kind of do, but they're not people. They're AI assistants working 24/7 at a fraction of the cost. Here's everything you're about to unlock. That's cool. Now, if you're thinking, oh, about to unlock sounds a little bit grandiose, a little bit hyperbolic, a little bit big, then you could calm that down a little bit. Here's everything you're about to see, or here's everything you're getting. Okay, this is just down to your personality. And then we're going to go into this list. But how are we going to really make this feel valuable and continue keeping it on the pedestal? We don't want to start off with it feeling like a real gold crown, and then suddenly they pick it up and they go, oh, it's just a flimsy bit of paper that you would get from a Christmas cracker. So how do we do that? Well, we're going to really amplify, but truthfully, of course, like keeping it real, but we're going to really describe the benefits and what this really is for each of the bullet points. So the first thing he's got here is comprehensive AI tools list. Okay, so what this really is, it's not a comprehensive AI tools list. This is my personal tried and tested list. Tested. I'm not going to call it a list because a list is like it's a shopping list. It has no value in the word list. Okay, so my personal tried and tested AI tools. So we've now removed that word list and we've made it personal, we've made it tried and tested, but then we want to have the benefit. What? So what? Like, which means that? Which means what? Okay, so that's how we answer that question. That's how, if we answer those questions, we're going to be able to significantly improve the value perception of these by basically stating the benefits. No more playing about with actually, not even playing about with. I think it's the fact that there's so many tools, you don't even know which ones to choose. It's not just the fact that I was going to go down the route of you play around with some tools and find that they're not kind of shit and they don't really work and the output's kind of crap. There is a bit of that, but I think that's probably the tag at the end of it. I think the main thing is people don't know which tools to use because it's like, do I use this? Do I use that? Okay. I've scoured the internet. I can't even spell the word internet, folks. I'm having a great day. I've scoured the internet and put these tools through their paces, and I'm handing, and you're getting the ones that perform best. I mean, that's not great words there. So my personal tried and tested AI tools, I've scoured the internet and put these, I've sifted, that's what I want, I've sifted through piles of AI tools and sorted the golden ones from the big promise, but actually lame. Male? I've written the word male. Okay, lame. Lame. Don't know what's going on here. From the big promise, actually lame ones. This will save you a lot of time and money. So just get stuck into the ones that actually work. There you go. So now that sentence, instead of what it was, which was, here's everything you're getting. Comprehensive AI tools list, the ones that actually work. Okay, that's what it was. The after picture, what I've written instead is my personal tried and tested AI tools. Why have I said that? Well, I'll explain that in a second. I've sifted through piles of AI tools and sorted the golden ones from the big promise but actually lame ones. This will save you a lot of time and money. Just get stuck in the ones that actually work. You're showing the value of this point by saying it was a lot of work. You've put the work in so they don't have to. That is a great way of showing value. I've invested all of this time and I've sorted these ones out, and you've sort of said, look, a lot of them have big promises, but actually they're actually lame. They're actually not very good. So just get stuck in the ones that actually work. So I'm showing the value by saying I've put the time in so you don't have to. Great value proposition. Okay, it's a bit like when people say, maybe when people come to me and they go, oh, I'm getting marketing and email marketing advice from me because I've been doing this for more than 20 years. I'm going to save you a lot of time. Like watching this video right now or listening to this episode, you're getting like 20 plus years of email copywriting advice in just a few minutes for free right here. Okay, so again, huge value. So how I'll rewrite the next one is ready to use prompts for emails, texts, and ads. Okay, so what if it's my high performance AI prompt and then not just for emails, text, and ads that produce, and then we're going to go with quality and speed here. High converting emails, texts, and ads in literally a few seconds. I would get rid of high performance because I think it's a bit hyperbolic there. I can't even say that word. My AI prompts that produce high converting. Okay, what about my custom AI prompts that produce high converting emails, text, and ads in literally a few seconds? What does that mean though? What's the outcome of that? mean, basically, the outcome of that is, I'm not going to go into the actual verbiage here, but the outcomes of that you could just write here are going to be things like to do with the fact that you can produce more ads, test more ads, create more emails, follow up by text, all of which lead to more conversions and clients for you. Right? Not great copy, but that's the concept. And what I want to really iterate here is that the concept of what we're trying to say is usually way more important than the words we actually use. Like, you definitely want to use the right words as much as you can, but what I'm trying to say is important. So getting that concept and then writing that in good copy is going to be the process, okay? You're going to do the same thing. You're going to really pull out all of these things for each of these bullet points, right? Image and video creation points. So again, that what you're trying to say in that is going to be something around the fact that you no longer need to hire a graphic designer, hire models, get a photo shoot, pay for expensive stock imagery. For video stuff, it used to be very difficult. You have to get a good camera and a whole setup and lighting and location. You have to have a good hair day, depending on who your audience is. And then complete chatbot setup instructions. Now, I would get rid of that word instructions, because they don't want to set up a chatbot. They want to have a chatbot that is working. So my setup process, protocol, get your chatbot sorted kind of thing. We don't want setup instructions. All right, let's go on the rest of this email. And then we're going to go into quick question, though, is what Paul says. So he's got this list of bullet points of those benefits basically now. And then it's like, quick question, though, what's your biggest time waster right now? Client admin, lead follow-up, content creation. Hit reply and let me know. I read every response. I might have some specific AI shortcuts that could save you hours this week. Talk soon. And then a PS, don't just download and forget. Pick one tool from the bundle today and test it. So I feel like this is breaking what I call the rule of one. So in every email, and actually in every piece of marketing, a sales page, a podcast, whatever, there should be one main call to action, one thing that you want them to go do. There should be one major lesson, and there should be one major emotion. Okay? So in this, I would say the whole emotion here is an emotion of hope, which is a really good emotion to be selling. Okay? And the main thing we want them to do really is be sold on how great this PDF is of all these tools and go download it. That's all it should do. I would not have this additional quick question. I would have that in a second email that goes out later, which says, hey, you got that thing the other day. I just wanted to know, what's your biggest time suck right now? Is it this, 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 or this? If you reply, I'll let you know of any AI tools, which I think could help save you hours. I think that is a separate email. Otherwise, you're basically asking them to do too many things here. You're saying, oh, well, do you want me to go download this thing? If they download the thing, chances are they're going to forget to reply to you. If they reply to you, the chances are they're going to forget to go and download the thing. If the thing's really good, really well presented, and really well put together so that actually moves people through your sales process, which is what a good lead magnet should do, right? It should not be a dead end. It should not be what I call a lead magnet cul-de-sac. That's a discussion for another day. Then again, you really want them to go and consume that so that they want to do more business with you. So there's one email. It took a little while to do it, but you can see how I've pulled it apart and being able to really amplify. And the whole point here that I want to make, that rule of one, if I want to apply it this video, is take your free stuff and your low ticket stuff, and in fact all of your stuff, put it on a pedestal. Show people the true value of that thing. Don't think of it as frivolous or throwaway, and people will receive it and perceive it as so. It's especially more important today when we've got access to more information. We've all sort of devalued PDFs in our minds, which are pretty much worth nothing. So if you want to have an impact with a resource, with a free gift that is in a PDF format, you've got to elevate it to a different status. Usually by not calling it an ebook or a PDF, but by calling it something else, a playbook, whatever you want to call it. There's lots of different ways of dressing that up. That's it for today's episode. This is quite a different approach to the show, and I hope you liked it. If you did, I would love to read that in the comments here on YouTube. If you didn't, if you were like, hey, I prefer the old style, I am happy to take your feedback. I'm totally open. I'm here making this content every week for you. So let me know in the comments what you'd like to see more of. Is it more stuff like this, where I dissect real people's actual emails? Or is it more of the like teaching stuff where I give you practical stuff to go and do? Let me know in the comments. And of course, there is another video that is just linked up here to continue on this journey. And I'm going to show you in that video exactly how to never run out of steam of what to put in your emails, how to never stop emailing even when you get busy. Because I know what it's like. You start to get busy and you're like, oh, my emails are sort of fallen by the wayside. How do you not let that happen, and how do you never run out of emails? Go check out that video. That will really help you, give you the whole system that I use in my own mind to make sure I never do that. That's it for this week. I will see you next Email Marketing Wednesday.